everyone, welcome back to my channel. We are back on Ula Ula today. We are definitely favoring this island right now. I'm enjoying being on here. If you saw my last build video on this island, which was 2 videos back, I did a update to 2.0 for this island where I updated areas with 2.0 items. And if you remember, at the end of that video, I mentioned that we were going to be doing a full renovation of my farm over here. So I made this farm back before the update came out technically, and I really wasn't sure what to do with this farm, as in I didn't know if we were going to need a lot of these ingredients. So I made this a more functional farm. I don't have any pumpkins because I had tons of pumpkins in storage. But now that I have so many of these materials and they're a lot easier to harvest than I originally thought, I definitely want to make this area more aesthetically pleasing. So that's what we're doing today. So I think the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to actually dig up all of these crops and move them to the beach, and then we can get started. Alright, so I will check back in with you in a minute. Hello, this is VoiceOver Viv here, and as you can see, I did move all those crops, and now I'm just pulling down that fencing and cleaning up this dirt path. This is the in-game dirt path, by the way, and I'm going to be using it for the crop beds as I progress with the build, but I definitely don't need a space that is that big. I guess this is a good time to kind of talk about what I want to do with this farm. So I am first off going to have several smaller crop beds to grow crops on in case I ever want them. And on the cliffs behind my house, I've actually decided that I'm going to put the wheat crop back there. I think that will fill in the area really nicely and make it still look pretty natural and overgrown, almost like the crops have gone away from me. So first off, I decided I wanted this kind of shed building area over here. So I'm laying down some of my path, and by the way, all of my custom codes will be in the description down below if you wanted to use any of these for yourself. So I'm laying down just this little area using my main path from this island and just kind of making this rough shape. And then I decided to put this tank item back here. I actually really liked this item. I think it adds just a lot of visual interest and is a bit different and not usual. And then I'm going to put 2 storefronts in front of it. Again, I love the storefront item. It's so good. And I put this tractor there, and I like that for now. I actually do come back and add some items later. And here I'm just kind of decorating with the wooden boxes and hay beds. And I was trying to put something on that hay bed and forgot that you couldn't. And then I'm putting a silo over there. And this is when I realized I want to put a silo behind it, so I had to move that tractor. And now what I'm doing is laying out the crop beds. So I'm starting to kind of map out where I want those, and I want one for every crop in the game, and that includes pumpkins. So I'm just making sure that I have enough tiles to do that. And while I'm doing this, I'm also kind of keeping in mind a way that I want to walk through this area. I kind of wanted this idea of this winding path through the different crop beds, so I'm kind of keeping that in mind as I go. And then I started up here to start laying some spots for the wheat. And then now I'm just going to start filling in the area with various items. And I did decide to put a bunch of this wheat field item. I actually want to fill up a lot of my island with it because I think that will add to the overgrown feeling that I want this island to have in general. So I love this item, and I'm using both the gold and pale green colorways for that. And then here I'm finally digging up these lily of the valleys, and if anyone has ideas what to do with them, I have 3, and that was when my island was briefly 5 stars. It's not anymore as I have too many trees, and I don't really know what to do with them, but I feel like I shouldn't just like toss them. So if you have any ideas what to do with my 3 lily of the valleys, then I would really appreciate it if you put a comment down below and gave me some ideas what to do. And so back here, I decided I wanted to put a windmill. You can't really see it from the lowest level of the island, but I do like that it's kind of this like hidden movement piece, especially when it's really windy like it is now in this clip. And then I did have some of these cacao trees and these coffee plants, so I thought they'd fit in nicely with the kind of crop food theme. And then as you can see now, I'm starting to add in the crops to all the areas. So starting with the wheat up on this cliff, followed by the sugarcane back here. Since it is a taller crop, I didn't want it to be in one of the beds that was blocking something. And then I did tomatoes over here, followed by potatoes and carrots. And then for the pumpkins, I'm planting actual pumpkins. And if you didn't, so I can control the colors, because I wanted to have all the colors represented, but have it look aesthetically pleasing. And if you didn't know, if you have physical pumpkins, you can just plant them, and the color will be the color of the one you planted. So I always kind of recommend doing this over buying the starts and just kind of risking it, because that way you can make sure you have the colors you want. Unless you don't care as much, then I guess you can buy the starts, because there is some like fun mystery to that. And here I am just trying to figure out where to put a bunch of these smaller items. I wanted to make sure I have layering with objects on this build, which is one of my biggest tips for people who are struggling with designing. Is I like to focus on layers, so having taller objects in the back and like shorter ones in the front, and making sure I have things at a variety of heights, I think just adds a lot of depth to any area that you're working on. And a good rule of thumb I have is if you have something can be put on top of it, like the stacked bags or the crates, always put something on top of it if you can. It just adds a lot to an area and can really fill up the space and make it seem very lived in and natural. And then here I am putting some more wheat down. I decided to take out that cedar tree that's been there for, I don't even know, so long. But I kind of felt like it wasn't really well placed and definitely blocking the lighthouse, which I really like. So I decided to take it out and just add some wheat and a barrel there instead. And I actually really like how that looks in the end. And now I'm just adding some finishing touches before adding the pathing in. So I'm using my in-game path, not in-game path, but the path that's all over most of my island, which is this very worn natural path. And I find it easier to use the actual pathing tool to make paths. I know some people think that's totally nuts and you just prefer just to like place stuff on the ground. But honestly, that confuses me a lot. So I tend to just use the tool itself, and I have no problems. It may take slightly longer, but I'm also not then having to kick up a bunch of paths that I put down in the wrong area. And then here I'm just putting down some weeds as well as some custom designs underneath all of the items that I placed. And here is where I realized I needed more wheat fields, so I plan to order those. And now I'm just doing a quick walkthrough through the whole area. And alright, let's take a look at this final build. I did remodel my house off camera. It's the same shape and the same style, but I lightened it up a bit, and I really like that. I think it works really well. Over here, I did take out that cedar tree as you saw and left some wheat there, and I think that looks a lot better than having that tree right there. And then let's head up to the farm area. Look at this! I absolutely love this. I love all the new farming items we got. I love that we have actual crops now. Not that I didn't mind doing my old farms with like cabbage and watermelons and watermelon beach balls and all of that stuff, but it just looks so good. Growing these crops in took forever. I got like several rain days as I was trying to get the right numbers that I wanted. And oof, I'm just very glad that I figured that out. It's making me be very appreciative for Happy Home Paradise, where we have like the options to just choose how many we want. I love this little area over here too. I want to take a photo. Like, look at this. Look how cute this is. I'm such a fan. It's adorable. And I don't have to tell you that the storefronts are one of my favorite items in the whole game. I think they look so good. And they just add so much like variety to the area and some like much needed height. I think it's probably the most like my most used item. I feel like, just because it adds so much detail. And yeah, I'm repeating myself a million times. Oh, I'm also in love with all of the like broken stuff from the recycling bin. So I obviously had to use one of the radios in this build. And then let's go up to the wheat area. I'm really glad I decided to make this wheat. I wasn't planning to originally, but I really didn't know what to do up on this cliff behind my house. And I really like this little area. I did order some more wheat fields to go back there behind the lighthouse, so I'll add those in once those come in. But I like just like having this little wheat here, and it looks like I'm growing like wheat on a cliff, and I think it's really awesome. So I think this is probably the last video on this island for some time. I really want to get back to working on Glenwood. I have tons of ideas, and I do want to get that island done because I have another island I would like to work on, and this is what happened with me with Misfit Isle last time, but that's okay. Anyway, if you like this video and you would like to see more from me, including if you want to see some stuff for my Fairy Core island, then please like this video and subscribe down below. I am trying to reach 500 subscribers before my birthday, which is in the end of August, and any help that you can give me to reaching that goal would be much appreciated. So anyway, I hope you all are having a great day, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!